a lot of guys that are in the dating market, they're choosing to just find wives in different places. A lot of guys, they end up like moving to Japan, finding wives in Eastern Europe. I know like a large contingent of men who say it's not even worth speaking to Western women. Like it's not even like you exist. We just shouldn't even think of Western women as real because it's just too masculine, too career oriented. Why waste your time? Why have a headache involving yourself in that? And even then, we saw Rolo said something yesterday on Twitter saying that men should get vasectomies in their 20s just to prevent this, which I completely disagree with. I think that it's important to have family values and to prepare for eventual parenthood. But that's the cope that a lot of men have. Like, why raise a family in this scenario? Why like risk having a child with somebody who's wanting to build an empire or wanting to be as famous as Rihanna when you could just play it safe and do the snip snip? But I disagree with him completely. I want to know what you think about that. Rolo, like the Godfather Red Pill, who's pretty much like created a lot of these ideologies, is saying like avoid having a family. I think that's complete cope. Like that's just that's when it becomes a black hole and really kind of black. Like
I think sad, I think given the marketplace that we're in, it's a reasonable strategy.
Avoid family.
Well, here's the thing. The upsides are great, but the downsides will absolutely demolish you. I mean, you can look at the Tradcons right now that's going through. I mean, look at Steven Crowder right now, bro. So it's like, and I think that's why so many guys are going abroad, because at least there, like the women value family more than here. I mean, a lot of the girls here said, I want a family, but if you noticed, like the things that they're working on isn't necessarily to be a better mom. So I think one or two of you guys mentioned that, but not many of you. Most of you guys were prioritizing your career and your education, your own self-improvement, which is great. That's fantastic, but that's more of a masculine thing. Like you got to ask yourself, is the guy that you want, is he going to want that back in return? Is he going to want another him? I mean, would you guys, what if I lined up a bunch of dudes here and I said, what are y'all going to do to get the wife of your dreams? And they all said, oh, well, I'm getting manicures. I'm buying really nice designer. I'm getting dressed up really well. I'm doing my eyebrows. I'm getting haircuts every week. Would y'all take those guys seriously?
No.
Probably not, right? Because the things they're working on only benefit them, not necessarily you, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of how you got to look at it from the male perspective. Like, it's great that you guys are working on your money and everything, but it doesn't really benefit us as men.
I think we should ask as well.
Yeah.
How many of you want kids with men? In terms of, like, for example, having a father in the household too as well.
I think everyone.
Everybody?
Yeah,
everybody?
everyone.
Okay, cool. Okay. None of y'all want like a surrogate or anything like that?
No.
Yeah.
Cool.
But no, I think Rolo's assessment is spot on for the West, but I think that's why so many guys are going abroad, because women have more traditional values. I mean, hell, some of the girls here are foreign, but they still have fairly Western values, right? If we went to Romania or something like that, when we were there, like girls aren't going to say, oh yeah, my career and making money. They're like, fuck that shit, I want to be home.
But the obsession, well, like the reason he said that is like how to become a high value man. The obsession with becoming high status and having other people admire you instead of reach your peak happiness, which is having a family, that's where it becomes kind of bleak. Like, what makes you high value? Other people's perception, having a lot of money, having a network. Like, why does that matter? Why does being a high value man matter if you're not going to eventually start a family?
Because look at all the girls here. They're all propping themselves up to be that high value man. That's why.
Just to
and we're calling that bleak, and we're calling that out and saying it's empty. So why are we advocating for the same thing on the other side?
Because it's not going to change, bro. Feminism is here and it's not going anywhere. Like, women will not concede whatsoever. Like, they're going to continue to make money. They're going to continue to gain status. They're going to continue to, go up the ranks. Women are going to out-earn men in the next 20 years. I predict it. They're dominating men when it comes to college
but being
graduation.
bleak about it is kind of a waste, because we've seen some, like, I think your answer is exactly what I saw girls in Eastern Europe doing, trying to get closer to God, working on their health, working on making sure they're emotionally mature. That's what Eastern European women are doing. So it's not like you can't just put a blanket over all the women here and say, give up and cut off your fucking balls from your dick so that
No, I get that. I'm all for families, man. I've always said it. The nuclear family is the backbone of any thriving society. However, when half the equation of having a nuclear family doesn't necessarily prioritize a nuclear family, as a man, you got to make some adaptations, because if you do make a nuclear family with someone that isn't as interested in making a nuclear family with you, and they're rewarded for leaving that nuclear family through divorce courts, alimony, etc. As a guy, you got to kind of reassess how you want to move. So I'm saying families are fantastic, but it's a very dangerous proposition in the West, the United States. That's my thing. But I'm all for families, though. I am, trust me. Come from a two-parent household. I would probably be a fucked up idiot if I didn't come from a two-parent household. But my parents are from the Middle East. They have different culture values. You know, religion is a thing. Here, religion isn't that big. Feminism is here. Women prioritize careers, just seen through and all these girls are young too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
They're all
it's a young
young.
panel.